Life is a race to the finish line. It's a journey, and it's the journey what makes life beautiful and not the finish line. There are things that I wish I would learn a lot earlier on when I was a teenager here, because that would have saved me a lot of mental energy. If I had to make a video about all the things that I did wrong as a teenager, then this would be long a week. So I just don't want to disturb you on that. In this video, we are going to go over the 10 things that I wish I knew when I was younger. What's up guys, it's me Sania here. So these are the few things I wish I knew when I was a lot younger. And I know a lot of you guys are watching this, might be in high school, might be in early 20th and younger than that or older than that. It doesn't really make a huge difference. These are just few things that looking back I wish I would have known when I was a lot younger, especially when you are growing up or when you making the best decisions that you can given in your circumstances. Because it's not until you are a lot older and you look back at all of these experiences objectively and see exactly what you should have done differently. And these are a few things that I want to address. So hopefully you guys can learn from few of my mistakes. Real quick guys, hit the like button and do subscribe to my channel, which is the best place for Amazon FBA sellers. So let's talk about the lesson that if I could go back in time, I would tell a 13-year-old Sania to shut up and listen. Number one is to slow down and think things through. A problem that a lot of people have, especially with smartphones and instant gratification society, that our society has become like people are in a hurry to get things done, and they are in so hurry to get that problem, that promotion, that job, or finish high school or finish college, that they don't even stop to slow down and actually enjoy the time that they have. I can still remember like it was yesterday when I was playing with Barbie in my neighborhood when I was little kid, and that time was so precious and so meaningful to me. But the thing is that guys, time passes either way, so you want to actually take time, stop, slow down and actually enjoy the present moment, which is actually a lot harder than it seems. So if you are a teenager or if you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, my advice to you and my advice to 13-year-old cute Sania out there would be to slow down and enjoy the present moment, because the truth is as you get older and older, time seems to pass faster and faster. And if you could actually stop and take a conscious present moment to enjoy what an amazing thing it is, to be happy, to be healthy, to have freedom of will and to be able to do whatever you want to do, then you are going to do through the life, and what is going to pass a blink, and you are never going to actually stop to realize what an amazing thing that we have right now. Because the truth is, if you wake up healthy in the morning, you're already living someone's dream life. The second thing is that there is more to a person image and than just what you can see. So even though you might see someone who appears on the surface to be successful and have it all and just like living the dream, but you have no idea what other person is secretly going through inside. And a lot of the time, very successful people I see are truly miserable inside. Deep down, some of these people are like the most unhappy people you ever met, like in your entire life. I know so many people that on the surface looks amazing, but when you get to know them, they are just extremely toxic, negative, depressing people. When you hang out with them and after like 30 minutes you just feel like down. It's the most ridiculous thing that you can hang out with somebody in and all of a sudden be drained off after 30 minutes and you feel like you are all gone, your energy is all finished. So the point being is that just because someone looks a certain way does not mean they are necessarily the type of a person all the way through. You have no idea about all the hardships they have been through. So don't give much importance to someone's image, as they won't be the person they actually should be and what they represent. Number 3 is treat the doorkeeper the same as you would treat the boss. What I mean by that is, we want to treat everyone with respect. It doesn't matter if it's a homeless person or if you meet Jeff Bezos, The truth is, every single one of us is the same. We are all people and we are all struggling to get through life. We all have problems, we all have issues, we all have things that we are dealing with. And so the sooner that you actually start to treat everyone with respect, I know it's very easy to like kind of fall victim and make fun of people with your friends and look down on other person and feel like you are better than people. But the truth is, we are all human beings. We are all just struggling to get through life. Life is hard, and so you can add sadness and anger or negativity to the world, or you can actually choose to add positive into the world. And so my advice to you and my advice to my 13-year-old Sania out there back would be to treat everyone with respect, treat everyone as they are, with like the boss of $1 billion company, and your life will be much better because of that, believe me. Number 4 is, which is a big one for me, and don't worry about the things like that happen yet. I am one of those big warriors where I image every possible scenario if something playing out, and then I pick the worst case scenario and I think to myself, how will I handle that worst scenario, and play through it, and like in my head, and I have anxiety, and if I worry about, I got stressed out and all this, something like that, a worst scenario, I keep on imagining that, and with a 1 in a million% chance and ever happen, and here I am wasting my time worrying about this stupid thing that chances are never ever going to happen, and never ever like does happen. So I highly recommend not stress yourself out and worry yourself about something that hasn't actually happened yet. Worry about what's most likely to happen, what you can do to move yourself forward, and instead of digging yourself out of a worst case scenario and just stressing about it in your head. Because trust me, it takes so much mental energy and space that could spend somewhere else doing something actually productive to worry about, and chances are that whatever you're worrying about will actually never ever happen. Number 5 is your problems that don't actually matter as much as you think you do. I know it seems like the end of the world that Max isn't talking to you anymore in high school, but trust me, you will get over it, and life does go on, and you can still move on and live a happy and healthy life. The truth is, everybody experiences their problems, and you feel the pain, you feel the sadness, you feel all that. It seems so real, it seems like it's like taking over the world. But the cool thing is that what time heals everything. So no matter how drastic and how devastated you are right now, you might think that the world is ending for you, but trust me when I tell you that things do move on, and you will never ever, but definitely you're gonna get over it. And don't overreact on this problem, because if you think about the problem is not more important. If it is, then just deal with it and you can move on anywhere. Number 6 is that you should be less concerned about what other people think of like you. I wouldn't try so hard to wear the right clothes, to say the right things, or to try to fit in or try to be cool, because none of it even matter. A lot of stuff that is just in your head and in your perspective of yourself and what you think other people want to see, when in reality it's just you making your life way more difficult. And the thing is that no one cares about it, and it was just in my own imagination, because I thought I couldn't be accepted just for being myself. I thought that I had to put on some persona of this person who actually was cool, always funny, always awesome, always the best person to hang around, because I was too self-conscious to believe that someone could actually like me just for me. And the thing is, people are so absorbed in their own self-image and their like self-consciousness and their own self-belief about themselves that they don't really have any time to judge. Even they can't judge you. Even if they do, it's usually in a reflection of what they see in themselves and what importance they place on themselves, that they perceive. So my biggest piece of advice is just be yourself. I know that everyone says that it's very easy to do, but it's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to do. But most people think that in reality you're not you want to be. You just want to figure out who you actually are behind the and you put on that everyone who's looking for you, who is watching you, who is in expectation from you. So it's really difficult to overcome that. But when you do, people really respect that. People love the authenticity of who you present yourself and actually who you are, and own yourself as a person. And other person will really respect that, because most people look at that and think, I couldn't do that, and they actually look up to you for just being yourself. So trying to be cool or trying to fit in sometimes work against you. Number 7, most important thing that I wish I could go back in time and tell my teenage self, that also applies to you no matter what age you are in, is to be accountable and don't be late, don't be flaky. When you commit to someone, actually follow through. Because what I have learned going through life and creating businesses and just living and being a person in general, is how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so if you are showing up late to meetings, if you are showing up late, you don't tell somebody going somewhere, that's like going to translate into your life and your own business, and it's going to translate into your college classes, into like it's going to translate into your your job, your work, everything. And people like get mad to you, and you could eventually get fired. And the reason that we go to high school and the reason that we go to college is not actually to learn something. It's the discipline we want to learn in that. They establish habits, and to prove that we can actually do something, so that the more accountability you are, especially when you're a teenager, the more likely you are to develop that habit of accountability. That's going to translate directly into your life later, and is gonna make you probably more money and more happy than anything else that I could possibly teach. Number 8 is that you never regret taking action. And it's very true that you only miss the shots that you don't take. This is the same thing when it comes to taking action. You look back, and I don't think I have ever regretted in doing something and taking action and trying something. The only thing so far that I have regretted is not doing things. Like deciding not to go and like talking to that cute boy over there and deciding like I'm too scared to go and do this, or deciding this or other little things in business. These are things that is so much better just to decide to take the action, that it is to put off, make excuses, or not to do it altogether, because you have never regret taking action on something. Even if you fail, you would say like, hey, so I failed, whatever, I learned from that. That's not a big deal, because years from now on, none of this stuff matters. It gonna make zero difference in 2 years from now, and this is such a great way to look like things too. So I always recommend taking action to do the things you're afraid of. Just try to, because even if it doesn't work out, you are not going to remember, it's not going to matter. And if you don't try, and you're always going to wonder, what if I just did that and it would happen something. Number 9 that I would recommend is not to compare yourself to other people. Now this is a bit of a double-edged sword, because you can certainly look at somebody and compare yourself to them, but take that as an inspiration. Like you want to get to their level. Let's say you see someone driving a Lamborghini down the street, and you can look through that as an inspiration. You can say like, I want to be like that person. I will work hard to get to that. On the other hand, comparing yourself to people can be just as weird poison, because it's not so much a race as it's a journey. So you could look at someone else in that car and be like, why does he have this car? And why can't I have that car? I work so hard and still nothing. And you know that is a waste of mental energy. And think that you start to realize that when you start comparing yourself to somebody else, it would always be someone else to compare yourself to, who has more than and who has been way more successful than you. So there is never a chance that you can win a game of comparing yourself to somebody else. If you have ever looked at that with jealousy and negativity, it's a total waste of mental energy. I have been there. I know exactly what it's like to look at somebody's and think that they didn't deserve that, why they have this, it's not fair. But this all will not take like you anywhere, We all are different, we all have different strengths and weaknesses. There is no sense comparing yourself with somebody else because it's a total waste of your mental energy, and that's something I wish I had learned a lot earlier on, because as a teenager especially, would have saved me a lot of mental energy. Number 10 is probably one of the biggest things that have come to realize is that nobody knows what they are doing. Everybody is just as lost and is scared and just trying to figure it out like everybody else is. 99% of people are just looking to somebody else just to reassure them that they are on the right path and doing the right thing. We all are trying to figure out in the very best we can given in the circumstances we have. So the world is basically clueless and try to wing it up as everybody else, and it doesn't make you weird, but it just makes you normal. You think it goes away as you get older, but as you get older and you realize that I still don't know what I'm doing, and this is something I feel like most people are too afraid to admit. But that's been my experience, is that what I have noticed it, and that is one of those things, even I have no idea what I'm doing right now. So just be cool about it, don't worry. So understanding all of these things really helps and put it in perspective, and all of these things I wish I would have known when I was a lot younger, because I would wasted a lot of time on stupid stuff down, but I came out of it. At least I am able to learn from it, sure. But at the same time, if I can cut down on someone else's learning curve just by putting in perspective and sharing this with you guys, then mission accomplished. Then I think this is definitely worth the YouTube video, and this is definitely worth spending 2 hours of making and editing this video and try to get a perfect for you guys. So if this has any information or important or impact on any of you, then my mission is accomplished. I am happy and I can rest well tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't already, make sure to click subscribe and then smash the notification bell so YouTube can sometime notify you when I upload videos. Normally, they don't notify you, like it's 50%, but still do that, maybe you get notified. Also feel free to add me on Instagram because I post daily. I post like behind the scenes stuff, like basically what I'm doing. So if you want to follow me, then there feel free to follow me there, and check out my free Amazon FBA ebook in the description down below that I have for you. And don't forget to check my next video